Hey guys, welcome to the J Squared Horror Podcast. I'm Josh.
And I'm Jake.
And on today's episode, we are going to be going over Final Destination 2.
Yeah, 2003. Final Destination 2, directed by David R. Ellis.
Yeah. It is an iconic movie, to say the least.
Yeah, it's definitely the best in the franchise.
Oh, for sure. The first one started it, cool. Second one, amazing. The rest aren't worth talking about.
Yeah.
This movie in particular, in my opinion, is one of the movies that caused you to be scared of normal life stuff more than anything else.
Yeah, I agree. Any person who's ever on the highway and they see a truck carrying logs on it, if you could tell me right now you don't think of this movie, you're lying.
Yeah, there's no way.
Yeah.
If you got a log truck in front of you, you're getting out of that lane. And if you're not, you haven't seen this movie.
Yeah.
Or you're a sociopath. I mean, you just think, every kill in this movie, there's plenty of them.
Yeah.
They make you worried about just living.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no... The killer is death.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much, yeah, if you are alive, you're at risk.
Yeah. And, you know, they try to twist it all cool and cute, and, you know, you've messed up the rotation of death. Okay. We're all gonna die.
Yeah, I mean, the second you're born, you're destined to die.
Yeah, literally. Every decision you make in life
is leading towards your
death. So it's, I mean, hey, kudos to whoever created the Final Destination series and idea, because shit, yeah, you scared me from log trucks, from fire escapes, from just normal car accidents, because in this movie, in a lot of Hollywood movies, but we're talking about this one, if you get hit by a vehicle, it's going to explode.
100%.
It's going to burst into flames.
On impact. Like, you're not going to make it.
I think there were like 14 explosions in the opening death sequence.
Yeah, with this car on log.
Yeah. If anything, like, there's a motorcyclist that's like cruising through traffic. He crashes because of the accident that's happening. The logs are coming off of the truck. Like, his bike comes back and splits him in half. If he would have blown up, that would have been cool.
Yeah. What's crazy is the concept of death coming after you seems like such a simple concept.
Yeah, it's like we said, it's you are born, and then the next biggest thing that's going to happen is death.
Yeah, in theory, you're born to die.
Yeah. As soon as you're breathing, you're counting down your last breath.
It could be your last breath.
So, yeah, it's like, how do they make it to where you can't escape it? Okay, so if a catastrophe, if a plane came through this window right here and killed me and Jake, and I saw it, and then I was like, oh, bro, we got to cancel the episode, man. We're about to get hit by an airplane. And we run down the street, and the airplane crashes into the building, kills a couple other folk. We now have to be on the lookout for death.
Yeah, honestly, if you told me that, I would not move.
You would just sit here?
It is what it is. I'd rather die right now than live in fear for the rest of my life.
Well, that's a very
Because
deep,
now, if you think about it, it's 2022. We've all seen the movies.
Yeah.
We know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
If you live now, you're going to die later. That's just like, I was on a plane once, flying back from Phoenix, Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nighttime. There's turbulence.
Oof.
I can't sleep.
I bet not.
My first thought is Final Destination.
And that's the crazy, amazing thing about this movie.
Yeah.
Is every single one of them, regardless of how good or bad we think they are, they have a lasting impact on the fans.
Yeah. And what's great, I shit you not, there was a locker that was like rattling. The door kept moving.
Uh-huh.
I guess it's a stewardess?
Yeah.
Went and closed it. The tape on it said locker 180.
Get out of here. You're lying to me.
I'm not.
Because that ties right into...
And I thought at that moment, yeah, I'm dead.
This is
My
it.
second time in my life ever on a plane, I'm going to die.
Gosh.
Yeah.
I would have been terrified.
Yeah.
Because what year was that?
2017.
Yeah. So you well knew those movies.
Yeah.
It's all around 180 because that's the flight number, right?
Yeah. Which you see in this movie too.
Yeah, it's like exit 180 or something. That's on the highway sign.
Which I get it, but at the same time, okay, I've seen part one. I don't need constant ties back to it.
No, the whole first bit is constantly back and forth with, oh, this guy took his friends and him off of the plane, and then, oh, the plane still blew up, but then, oh, they all started to die, and then, oh, we find out that he died from some kind of internet search. It wasn't Google, I don't think.
Yeah, a brick fell on his head.
A brick smashed his face in.
Come on now. Alex would not allow that. As safe as he was at all
times. Yeah, because
he
even said in the article he had not left his house for months.
Yeah.
Like 3+ months.
He steps out once a brick falls on his head? I don't think so.
Yeah, it's like that must have been the biggest building and the hardest, the heaviest brick to get him perfectly.
On the face of the earth.
I mean, it's all the angle of the dangle, and anybody can die from anything, but I agree with you. I don't think Alex would have died. I think he would have kind of done what the girl did, who turns herself into the loony bin.
Yeah, towards the end of part one, he's like duct taping oven mitts to his hands and he's eating cat food and just being a little too much.
Yeah.
So for that to happen, I don't think so.
Yeah, and for such a short time, like 3 months, I mean, that can be a long time. But for a guy that has gone over the edge, I don't think that just doesn't make sense.
Especially during this last pandemic.
Yeah.
People been in the house a lot longer than 3 months.
Yeah. That's true. We're not out there getting hit in the face with a brick. Did you have a favorite death in this movie?
Favorite death would probably be, I think it's Rory, is the character's name, where the fence flies and like cuts him into pieces.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That is a good one. They did a really good job with that. CGI, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah, well, it's CGI and the practical effects.
Oh, it's both?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
When you look at it, you can tell it's CGI.
Yeah.
But it was the guy, he had like the green suit on and just falling in different directions.
Oh, okay. Yep. And then, it's really got a cool intestine shot. If you're a fan of the intestines coming out, I'm a big fan of that in horror films.
I'm good with it.
They did a good job because you got a barbed wire fence from an explosion caused by a clove cigarette.
Okay, now do you have a least favorite death?
I do.
What is it?
It's the one that led up to his death.
Which one?
Where the girl in the car gets her head pushed through a PVC pipe because a firefighter was being an asshole.
Well, first of all, if she wasn't being so sarcastic, can you put on silent mode? Yeah, I sure can.
No, all she says is, can you turn it down a little bit? And then he comes back with the, oh yeah, let me put it on silent. Then ceases to shove that thing so hard into the side of her truck, it deploys the airbag and kills her.
That's just like, so we're outside, we hear the jets going by. Hey, can you turn those jets down some?
Yeah, I know. It's a dick
Yeah,
thing.
we know you can't do it.
Doesn't mean I'm going to throw a rock at the pilot's face and hoping that, I get his attention. That's what he did.
It would probably be the jets like flying down to eye level for us. Yeah. That's on silent mode now. You good?
Yeah, that was my least favorite death.
I would say my least favorite death was probably the one where Clear walks into the hospital room.
Oh, and it explodes.
Yeah. Because I don't feel like any of that makes sense.
Well, the room sealed itself off.
Is death like wind? I don't understand that.
Well, death is like an entity. It's like it seems like it has its own miniature powers.
Wind. Pretty much, yeah.
But it sealed off the room, unplugged this little oxygen hose, which then filled the room full of pure oxygen, which we all know is extremely flammable.
Got it.
All the little carts started to wiggle away to where the plug was barely in the outlet.
Also, wind again.
When the girl comes in and opens the door, she somehow pulls the rest of the equipment.
Well, I get that because the cords were all tied up. and it's by the door. So when she pushes it, it moves the cart.
Oh, it was a push,
And
not a pull. Yeah.
Was it a pull?
I don't know.
It was a push, yeah.
Yeah.
And it
then it moves it, pulls the cords out. That sparks.
So I get that.
But what hospital equipment sparks from the outlet?
Faulty equipment.
Yeah. It's like, nah.
Yeah.
So that was your least favorite?
Yeah. Because it didn't make sense to me.
My favorite? I mean, I love the opening sequence, but I guess that's not really considered a death because it was all premonition.
Well, it is, though. Because they did die, technically. My friends still died.
Yeah, but that friends dying was my favorite part.
Okay, so of the premonition, what was your favorite kill?
The premonition?
Yeah.
In the premonition?
Uh-huh.
I really liked the lottery guy.
Yeah, that was pretty intense.
It's like everybody else like, ooh, that sucks. But not only did he get in a pretty shitty accident by hitting the trailer of that log truck just right at the fuel tank.
Yeah.
Then it burst into flames and he's stuck in his seatbelt.
Yeah. The only person wearing his seatbelt gets killed by his seatbelt.
Yeah, Jake throughout that process is like, nobody's wearing their seatbelts. You know, the main character buckles up, none of her friends do. And then I'm like, oh yeah, how about that seatbelt hump out? Because he's sitting there trying to get out and he's burning to death.
Hey, man.
And then that's not even how he dies. He dies from the other truck coming through.
Which, to me, still makes no sense.
Yeah.
Why is that truck just recklessly driving through?
You know, you're going 60, 65 miles an hour.
Brakes.
And that accident's happening real quick, even though it's like slowed down for us. So, like, you know, maybe.
I don't think so. So if you're on the highway.
I mean, me personally. But truckers, you know, they're overworked. They're sleepy.
Anyone who has eyes. If you see a pile up, you're not going to floor it towards the pile. You're going to slow down some.
Wouldn't it have made more sense if it was the beer truck?
Yeah.
Like, so there's a scene where they're all looking at the people around them, like we all do when we drive. And there's a brewery truck or a beer truck where the driver's drinking a beer.
Drink responsibly.
Yeah, then the truck says drink responsibly. So instead of using the truck that comes through later with the cars on it, I think it would have been cool to have him somehow turned around and coming back through the accident.
Yeah, which makes sense because he's been drinking.
Yeah, it would at least kind of get rid of that little...
Yeah, and it's never touched on again.
No, it's just like...
You don't even see his car on the pile-up.
Yeah, just like the kids chanting pile-up. They all made it.
Yeah. Shout out to Mount Abraham.
Is that what the name of the school is?
Yeah, from the first movie.
Oh.
Because if you look, the kids on the bus are wearing the jackets.
The Lettermans.
Yeah. Mount Abraham. No. We see it out here. Still causing accidents, killing people.
Yeah. High school's cursed.
Pile up. Then the kid banging the two trucks. You're like, what are you doing?
It's like a little kid looking out the passenger window banging a toy truck.
So he's caused the entire accident.
Yeah, it was all his fault.
Yeah. Imagine being her driving and making eye contact with that kid. He's just clink, 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 looking at you.
I'm like, I think I'm going to pull over real quick. Something's telling me something bad's about to happen.
This kid's the devil.
It's the Omen. It's probably a kid from the Omen. His little Damien.
But no, I saw somewhere that, I don't remember the guy's name, but the guy who, I guess, came up with the idea for Final Destination, I guess the original movie, originally pitched it to be an episode of the XFiles.
Oh.
And they were like, nah, I'm good. It
wouldn't really fit the X-Files.
You don't think so?
Isn't the X-Files all alien-based? Or is it just paranormal?
I think it's just paranormal.
Don't hate me, but I've only watched like a little bit of the X-Files, and I just started it like 2 years ago.
Okay, we're going to move along past the X-Files now.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't know if it was aliens or paranormal. Man. I know, dude.
Classic show.
I know. I liked it. I just never finished it.
What season were you on? Like the first one?
Nah, I at least got to the second one.
So you watched all the first season and got on to the second. Okay, that's different.
Yeah.
Like you just saw too late in general. No.
I just, I knew I would enjoy it, so I put it on and I burned through a little bit. I forgot about it again because we get new stuff all the time.
Yeah, there was new XFiles a couple years ago. It wasn't that good.
A movie or was it?
It was like a series
With the originals?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like that actor.
I think like 2-3 years ago. Yeah, I think so. It was pretty good.
Damn. But so yeah, that's crazy. They wanted to do that on X-Files.
Which they 100% should have.
You think so?
Yeah.
Because then I guess they'd be searching for death.
Yeah.
So they would like come in like after the accident and try to figure it out
Exactly.
as like FBI agents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the usual stuff.
It's Scully, right?
You know, Mulder's super into it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Scully's like, nah, I don't know.
Yeah. Do we really have to go out to this accident?
Yes, we do.
We were talking about it while we were watching the movie.
Mm-hmm.
The Lucky Lotto guy.
The luckiest man on earth.
Up until this point. So, like any other young man that would win the lottery, it was like $250,000 they said, which I guess back in 2003 was a lot more money than.
There's a lot now too, though.
Yeah, but I'd be excited, but he made it seem like he was winning a couple milli.
True, he did.
He did. He came across that way. But, you know, he's the cool guy with the Trans Am or whatever that car is. He goes home after all the accident, buying all the randomest stuff, gets it all inside, starts making himself dinner. And then just the cool thing about these movies, in my opinion, is the like domino effects that happen that lead up to the inevitable deaths of the characters. But the whole time you're like, oh shit, is this going to happen? Is this going to happen? Is this going to happen? It really keeps you on the edge of your seat, which this movie does a really, really, really good job of. So he gets this new ring, which is a lucky horseshoe.
Yeah.
Drops it down the garbage disposal.
Yeah.
With a Rolex on his wrist.
They just put on.
Just put on. You just got to take that thing off, buddy. It's not going anywhere. Then his house catches on fire. Goes out the fire escape. Makes it down. He doesn't. I was thinking he fell off. He kind of like hand slip off, but then he lands, which means he could have dropped originally and been okay.
Well, that's it. Jump. Yeah. You're right there. Jump.
Then he slips on some spaghetti that he just threw out the window. The fire escape ladder comes down and stops. And instead of, like we talked about, if that happens to either one of us, we're rolling the fuck out the way.
Immediately.
He takes a breath and goes, holy shit. Then it comes down and goes through his eye.
Yeah. Which he deserved that.
Luck ran out that day.
Yeah. It did. Unfortunately for him.
Yeah. But, you know, so why do you think some characters got the nice, like, domino effect and then other ones it was just, like, quick to the point? Because the kid that dies, he's going through the whole dentist. He's under the laughing gas. You got the birds hitting the window, the water leaking that looks like it might electrocute the mom. You got the dentist leaving, the toy fish falling in his mouth. He almost suffocates. He survives all of that to then go outside, run in front of some pigeons and get smashed by a massive plane of glass.
Well, I feel like every character had a lead up to it. I mean,
not to that extent.
Not every character had a super long, drawn out. Well, he's the first kill, so you gotta.
You got the first and the second, right?
Yeah, you gotta build it up.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah,
because then I guess you got the premonitions later that are a little more intense that kind of build up to the kills.
So that's one thing I don't want. I don't need multiple premonitions.
Yeah, you got to keep the premonitions to a minimum.
Just the one is good.
Like the main one, and then like hints. Because I think in the first one, it's more or less just hints. Correct?
I think I can remember, like, well, yeah, it is premonition, like quick little things he sees. Or, yeah, but still, for this one, I don't know. It seems different in this one.
It is different because she doesn't, you know, it's the drug addict punker guy that sees the hook hands.
Which is very good on his part.
Yeah.
I was very proud of him.
Great catch because he's in this closet and really it's just a trophy with some hangers behind it, but the shadow cast of the man with hooks. Then the mom of that boy, is on the elevator with the guy with I don't know what they were, prosthetic arms or some kind of weird hook arms.
Yeah.
Her hair gets caught in it. She freaks out, gets her head ultimately decapitated by an elevator.
Which could happen.
That was a pretty bad kill too.
Bad, like you didn't like it?
Yeah, like not the best.
What?
Yeah.
Why not?
I don't know.
You just don't like it?
Yeah, I just don't like it. Yeah.
No reason behind it. You just don't like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, because it's just like that. Like, I'm sorry, but like, I don't have a ponytail with braids, but I imagine it would have been a lot easier to get her hair out of that hook than they made it seem. You got two grown-ass men trying to get her hair out of the... Granted, she's freaking out.
Yeah.
She's an older lady.
That's why they tell you, in those kind of situations...
Don't panic.
Don't panic.
Don't panic, and you won't get decapitated by an elevator.
Exactly.
But the elevator was clearly wonky because they had mentioned it when the dude got his foot stuck in it for like half a second earlier.
Oh, sure they did, didn't they?
Yeah, because the guy on the elevator is like, yeah, I made a phone call about that. They should fix it. So it wasn't a normal acting elevator. Because a normal elevator would have stopped because something's in the door.
Really?
That elevator. Yeah, do you think about it? When somebody's coming onto the elevator, you put your arm out, ding, it opens back up. So if her whole body is through it, it would have not... That thing slams on her neck.
Sure.
Which is what it did to his boot earlier in the scene. Or earlier in the movie, which is the lead up to it.
So, with that being said, so is it really death that killed her, or just off chance? Because that could have technically happened to anybody.
Yeah, but it didn't happen to one of the people that death was on. I think death made her hair get caught in the hooks.
Death put her in that spot.
Yeah.
So death. So is that...
Death isn't always in control.
What?
Nah. Especially in that kill.
What does that even mean?
What?
Death not always in control? It is.
I mean, well, yeah, like overall, but not like to the extent of like that hospital scene that we just talked about. Like that was a lot of moving parts getting lined up just right.
But it was done by death, though.
It's done by death. But death didn't break the elevator because the elevator had already been broken. Death put her on the elevator with the man with hooks.
As far as we know.
That's premeditated death then.
Okay.
Unless, yeah.
It's a possibility.
I guess so.
It was premeditated to have all the people still be alive.
Yeah, because...
According to that bogus scene in the
right
SUV.
After, yeah. Oh, yeah, that one.
Yeah, so pretty much death could have malfunctioned this elevator. Death brought them to this spot. Death, I guess, missed them the first time around. So this whole year, since Flight 180, was leading up to these moments.
Yeah.
It's a possibility.
Yeah. Because death is always on the job.
Yeah, so speaking of which, is Death Tony Todd's character?
No.
Is he Death?
No.
You're sure?
He's just a really dope morgue guy.
I think he's Death.
No.
He's Death.
No.
He knows the rules to all this already.
Yeah.
One, he knows the rules, and two, he knew Kimberly's name and don't even said it to him. So that's why when he calls her Kimberly and then she says to him, "How do you know my name?"
Good guess.
He's Death.
Tony Todd is Death?
100%.
Is he the first? Well, then under that theory, he's the first actor to portray two different masked killers.
What do you mean?
He's Candyman.
He has a mask on?
No, mass, like amount.
Oh, mass.
Yeah, sorry.
Like Boston Mass.
Yeah,
Got
mass.
It. I heard mask.
No, I didn't emphasize my K at all.
Okay.
I just said MASS.
Got some mass killers there. Yeah, okay, well, he could be.
Wouldn't he be the first actor that would be then?
No idea.
I can't think of any other ones that have played famous killers. One actor playing two different killers.
Well, playing Death is a whole different thing than playing a killer.
But doesn't Death count on the kill count?
Yeah, so if
like when you buy those shirts that have the different kills on them?
I mean, well, I feel like technically, if there's like an umbrella, Death is on top of all that.
Because ultimately Death is in control of everything.
Boom.
So Death is the ultimate.
Yeah. He's pretty much like a human form of the Grim Reaper.
Oh, yeah. I'll give you that.
Yeah. And I think he's in all the movies except for like one.
The first one?
He's in the first one.
Oh, he's not in one of them.
Yeah.
Oh, which one? 5?
He's in 5.
Oh, 4?
I think he's not. No, his voice is in part 3.
Okay.
I'm not sure if he's seen in part 4 or not. That I'm not sure. Part 4 sucks. Who cares?
Yeah. Like, pretty much.
Yeah, it's not good. Yeah.
How did you feel about from premonition of the van crash and the bloody hands to the execution of their premonition?
I felt like it was kind of hard to follow. It kind of made no sense. And I feel like that tied with, what's her name? Isabella. The fact that they said she wasn't supposed to die type of thing. Like, dude, she was on the same street y'all were on.
Yeah, she dodged all of it, though. She was on the side of the interstate looking at the accident happening.
That's not what happened.
Yeah. You never see her crash. That's the whole point.
Whoa.
Yeah, dude, she did not die. So, because she was in the line of traffic,
What?
she was assumed that she was part of it, but you never see her die. And then when she has that premonition,
So she pulled off and just watched?
yeah, she skated off to like the median on the very far side of the interstate, and then you see her standing outside of the van with the flames everywhere, like with a surprised look on her face because a bunch of people are dead. Yeah, she never died. That's why she was pointless.
So she was an unimportant part of the movie then.
That was a very important part of the movie at the same time.
Okay.
To the characters in the movie.
Plot device. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm cool to get a plot device here now and then.
Yeah. But that premonition kind of confused me when she saw. Because, like, man, what shitty timing, you know? They could have saved you guys a bunch of time in plan making.
Yeah.
If you would have just remembered that little tidbit of information earlier.
Known that from the jump.
Yeah, but
everything was good.
You know, it's like because it couldn't have been a POV because you see what she sees during the accident in the first premonition. So it was really weird why the premonition all of a sudden is crystal clear that she wasn't a part of it.
I mean, either way, you can't escape death.
Unless you do the driving to the lake thing.
Yeah, that was a technicality.
Yeah, so in order to survive death in this instance, you must die. But Tony Todd's character, the Grim Reaper or Death, tells them that the only way to defeat death is with new life. So because Isabella was pregnant, they thought that her having the baby would break the curse. Well, since she wasn't one of the characters that died, they realized that that's now not true. And the main character must drown herself to then be resuscitated, and she will then break the death cycle once everybody else minus her little boyfriend is dead.
Yeah. That was interesting.
Yeah. At least they executed a plan. That's the first time in one of these movies that the plan actually worked.
Well, no. In part 1, the plan does work. It's just that death circles back around, just like it did.
Death did not give up because none of them died.
What?
And came back. Because that's what you find out too, that's the only way to survive. So after watching the first one, you think that 2 of the characters did make it, but ultimately they didn't. Death got to them. Because the only way to defeat death is with life.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Yeah, it does. I mean, I don't give that a bad knock at all. I think that's a great way to put it. I just wish somebody would have figured it out a lot sooner.
Yeah, I wish they would have stopped after 2.
The only thing that I liked about 3, and I remembered this when I was watching this, was when I watched 2 at the age that I watched it. Can't remember how old I was. I remember thinking, man, if they ever do another one, I want a roller coaster one. Because one of my biggest fears is to get, basically decapitated or killed during a roller coaster ride. So I thought that money grab right there was worth it.
They obviously play on people's fears. Flying,
Yeah, flying,
Driving.
traffic, driving,
roller coasters, NASCAR.
Oh, NASCAR. For all you NASCAR fans out there, 4 is the one.
Which
for
happens.
you.
It happened in real life. Not to that extreme.
Not to that extreme, but yeah, some people got hurt and killed because of a tire or something
Exactly.
like that. Yeah. But they went with that whole 3D thing in 4, and it was just like, nah.
Yeah.
It's not the time or place.
3D isn't a good
It's not good for horror. It's not.
I don't think it's good at all.
No. Like at Busch Gardens, the little 4D, 3D rides are fun.
I mean, for movies. Like for sitting at home watching movies or going to the movie theater.
I mean, hey, they made 3D TVs a couple years ago that people were buying up left and right.
Or it's still a thing?
No, I don't think anybody.
All right, then.
Anymore.
It's not good for watching movies.
I particularly think it's poor in horror. I just, like, they did My Bloody Valentine 3D. They did this 3D. They did
Jaws 3D.
Of course. But that's not horror.
I mean, we can debate that later.
Any other fun tips or things you want to say about this one, man?
No. I feel like I pretty much...
Got it all out in the air?
Yeah, it's all out there.
All right, buddy. What would you rate this one on
8.
a scale from 1
We're
to 10?
done. 8.
I quit.
It's an 8.
I quit.
It's an 8.
No, it's not.
Oh, is it 9?
No.
10.
Nope.
Your first 10.
No.
All right, Josh. Great. Josh
So
gave his first 10 on the movie.
You seriously giving it? That's your score? An 8?
Yeah.
An 8 out of 10.
Yes.
6.5.
Explain that right now.
Why it's a 6.5?
Yeah.
It's good. It's got good kills, but I'm just kidding, man. It's an 8.
I was just about to ask. Okay, well, what's part 1? What's part 3?
Nah, you're right. It is an 8. And really, I think the biggest thing for me is, like I said, the fear that it gave everyone that saw it, anyone that heard about it. Most of these movies had a lasting effect, which is what you ultimately want in a horror film.
Yeah, definitely.
And, of course, they kind of shit the bed with making too many of them. But, hey, Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, all these movies are notorious for kind of doing a little too much.
Yeah.
And
beating the dead horse.
Yeah. So this was another fan request.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let us know, guys. We have an Instagram page, J Squared Horror Podcast. We have a link tree in the bio. Make sure to check it out. We release new content every Thursday. Our platforms are YouTube, Spotify, Google, and Anchor. So make sure to check us out on there.
Yeah, and again, special thanks to Jayla for requesting Final Destination 2.
Sorry it originally got beat out by It Follows, but we still followed through and did the episode for you.
It got done.
Big shout out to Jeff Balance for our design work. Got it right this time. We're very appreciative of that. Lucky Riggs did our intro and outro music. It is the same song, but we just kind of slice it up. Always thank you, fans, for checking us out. This is the J Squared Horror Podcast. I'm Josh.
And I'm Jake.
Have a good one.